I think here probably they're serving red misty doi. If any of you ever wish to have really good misty doi, then you go to Calcutta, and you go to the heart of Calcutta, to one street called Nirmal Chandra Street, and there is one shop which is called Bhim Chandra Nag, which has been there since 1826, and there they make white misty doi. I went there the other day when I was in Calcutta to buy sweets for my deities, and I bought sweets for Srila Shivaram Swami's deities from when I came here. And I was remembering that in 1988 I took my friend Srila Indradumna Swami to that shop, and he relished the white misty doi so much that he ate 2 kilos. In front of my very eyes, he ate 2 kilos of misty doi. But please do not be surprised because I ate 3 kilos. So many good sweet things we have, but the sweetest of all sweet things is the sweet name of Sri Krishna. Madaram madarebhyo pi mangalebhyo pi mangalam. We understand that there are many auspicious things which can be performed for our betterment and for our upliftment, for our personal upliftment, for the upliftment of our communities in Krishna consciousness, and for the upliftment of the entire world. But the most auspicious activity naturally is to vibrate the names of Sri Krishna. Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given that very essential instruction in the conclusion of his 8 prayers, Sikshastakam. And there he has said, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. And our Acharya, Srila Bhaktivinoda Thakur, has explained that in those 3 words, Param Vijayate, or those words, Param Vijayate Shri Krishna Sankirtanam, that when Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu, he says Param, he's wanting us to understand that the supreme or the Param spiritual practice for the Kali Yuga is the chanting of the holy names. And he says, therefore, Param Vijayate, victorious. So if we will take to this chanting, and we all understand this individually and in our communities, if we take very seriously the process of chanting, then Vijayate, he says we will become victorious over the influence of the 3 qualities of material nature. Now we're so tightly conditioned by these 3 qualities, it's like we're in the prison house all the time. And but by the chanting, we become free. And then he's very specific. He says, Shri Krishna Sankirtanam. Many times we say Shri Krishna and we think of just Shri Krishna. We think of Lord Shri Krishna. But in that context, Sri Chaitanya Mahaprabhu is saying Shri Krishna. Shri we understand to be the name of Shri, the goddess of fortune. And the original source of all goddesses of fortune is Srimati Radharani. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu has given us this recommendation to chant the names of Radha and Krishna, and Srila Prabhupada has therefore said we chant Hare Krishna. Many of our acharyas have given the commentaries on commentaries and meditations on Hare Krishna Mahamantra, but our Srila Prabhupada has most perfectly given the commentary, and that it means, "O my Lord, O the energy of the Lord, please engage me in your service." So that is the most auspicious activity. So Madaram, Madarebhyo pi Mangalebhyo pi Mangalam, Pavanam, Pavanebhyo pi. He says Pavanam, that of all of the different activities that have the quality to save the soul from the fallen condition of contamination in material existence, the greatest of all of those activities is the chanting of the holy names, Pavanam, Pavanebhyo pi, and then he concludes by saying, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam. Sometimes I relate the story how I was in Vrindavan once, and I had the good fortune of being able to go on parikram with a very wonderful group of devotees. I think we went to Govardhan, and we did Govardhan parikram, and we were seeing the different holy places and chanting the holy names in the different holy places. And when I came back to my room in Vrindavan, I was feeling quite exuberant and very happy. And I have a neighbor. He's been my neighbor. I mean, we've been very close friends for the past, 26 years now. His name is Balaram Baba. And he's a very nice saint. He does Harinam. His whole activity, his spiritual activity is japa, and he has Harinam Sankirtan going on in his room from 6 in the morning till 9 at night. Harinam is going on. Prasadam distribution and Bhagavatam. So my neighbor, he saw me, and he saw that I was so exuberant, and he said, "Where have you been?" I said, "Govardhan." And he said, "What did you do?" And I said, "We were chanting the holy names." And I said, "Hare Nama Eva Kevalam." And then he folded his hands and he looked at me and he said, "Hare Nama Mama Jivanam," meaning that the holy names is my only life, Mama Jivanam. So, Madaram Madarebhyo pi Mangalebhyo pi Mangalam, Pavanam Pavanebhyo pi, Hare Nama Eva Kevalam, Hare Nama Mama Jivanam. And we all know, because we're members of this great international society for Krishna Consciousness, that Srila Prabhupada wanted this chanting going on in our temples. When we first joined ISKCON, it seemed that we would go to Mangalartik. I joined in Buffalo, New York. We'd go to Mangalartik, we would chant japa, we would have Bhagavatam class for about 7.5 minutes. We would clean the temple, and then we would just rush out the door to go downtown, and we would just do Harinam on the streets downtown for 8 hours a day, and then we'd go back to the temple and have arti in the night, and then conclude the day. Chanting was such a big part of our lives. And because that chanting was being seen so much everywhere in the world, people came to know us as the Hare Krishna movement. And later, Srila Prabhupada started giving us stress for the distribution of his transcendental literatures because he was so prolific in his translation and writing, and so many books were coming out, that he said, please distribute these books. And a lot of time the Harinam went down, book distribution increased, so many other activities. ISKCON started growing. Temples started opening everywhere in the world. Deities were established. Activities diversified so much. And sometimes we found that we were doing so many wonderful things to fulfill Srila Prabhupada's desire that ISKCON be spread, but we were doing, less Harinam in our temples and Harinam on the streets. So, but still, Srila Prabhupada, he has written in Chaitanya Charitamrita, and he has said so many times, this Harinam should be going on in all of our temples every evening. Chaitanya Charitamrita, he says, 3 hours a evening. If that Harinam is going on, Maya will not be able to touch. Maya will not be able to influence. So, our directors here in the ILS, they've requested me to have this Harinam with the devotees. And our desire is to just, get the taste. You all have taste, but get the taste more. And then when you go back to your centers, wherever you may be in the world, try to have an evening a week, or try to have an evening a month, if that's all you can do, where you call all the congregation together, or bring your friends together, and just sit down and chant with very, very deep concentration. I mentioned yesterday, I think, they started this process in Moscow a few years ago. And really when they started in Moscow, it was just 1, 2, or 3 devotees that were coming together in the evening every Friday night. They just chose Friday night, and they started just sitting and chanting and just trying to focus and trying to do very attentively. Now at our Moscow center, every Friday night you have 200, 300 devotees. They come together and they sit and they chant so attentively. We have seen that these Kirtan melas have spread around the world, where devotees will come together for 12 hours, or they'll come together for a weekend. And, and it's like a sadhana. People will perform their japa in the morning. There'll be a Bhagavatam discussion in the morning. And then say from 10 o'clock in the morning till 10 o'clock at night, people will just sit and they will chant Kirtan. And they will feel that enrichment and that empowerment that comes through the direct contact with Sri Krishna and His holy names. Okay, I'm not very good at speaking. I won't speak more. I'm not very good at chanting, but we'll try to chant for a while. And I've made the humble request each day that we're here, that what we will do is all the rest of our ILS schedule, we'll just turn it off right now. And your mobile phones, please turn them off also. And I have to make sure mine is turned off. And my very good friend Srila Giriraj Swami, he said something to me one time, when we were chanting Kirtan together. He told me, he said, Maharaj, when you sing Kirtan, try to really, really focus your mind from the very first Hare that you chant in the mantra. And he says, if your mind can hear the first Hare, then there is a good chance that your mind may be focused on the other 15 words of the mantra. And that will be nice success. He also told me one time, he said, please be active chanters of the Maha Mantra. Meaning that when Kirtan is taking place, that we will not wait until 3 words or 4 words into the Maha Mantra before we focus our mind and we begin chanting. But right from the first word, we will begin chanting the Maha Mantra together with this type of attention. And then when we do this individually, when we do this as a community, as we do this as an international society, then that joint petition, or that joint calling, or that Sankirtan that we perform for the Lord, it attracts Krishna's attention. And when Krishna becomes attracted by the beautiful concentrated sound of his devotees singing his names, then Krishna gives his sweet mercy. So we'll begin chanting. Srila Prabhupada has given instruction in Chaitanya Charitamrita that before any preaching function will begin, we will chant Prabhupada's pranam mantra, and he has said we should always chant Panchatattva Maha Mantra to beg for the mercy of the Panchatattva. So I would like to request everybody to please chant together. Namah Om Vishnu Padaya Krishna Prastaya Bhutale Srimate Bhakti Vedanta Swami Iti Namane Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharane Nirvisesha Sunyavadi Paschacha Desitarane Jai Shri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakti Bringa Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare.
Hare Krishna